Okay, so one of our assignments for this week was writing a golden shovel poem in this style based off the book One Last Word by Nikki Grimes. Golden shovel poetry has been around for centuries. It kind of started to get big in the Harlem Renaissance, and a lot of the times words from songs were taken and put into golden shovel poems. And so that's what I tried to do. As I was kind of doing some research on Nikki Grimes and some things that were happening during the Harlem Renaissance, I came across an artist, Sam Cooke, and I had a funny little moment. Sam Cooke is an African American artist who was making music during the time of the Harlem Renaissance, and after that, he's pretty well known. He's pretty popular. It's kind of like jazzy music. And the restaurant that I work at, I like to play Sam Cooke Pandora radio just because it's easy listening. It's kind of, good lunchtime bistro music. It's not offensive to anybody. So normally at work, that's what I listen to, Sam Cooke radio. And I never really knew anything about Sam Cooke, honestly, before today. It just was something that popped up on Pandora as a suggestion. And I started playing it, and now that's what I play every day. But one song that I hear a lot is A Change Is Gonna Come. It's a song by Sam Cooke. And I've kind of like listened to it more and more and learned the words to it a little bit. So I found myself, singing along, bopping around while I'm doing my work during the day. And I chose this song as the start for my golden shovel poem because I like that hopeful line, a change is going to come. And the song kind of talks about the oppression of African American people, but also the hope, like a change is going to come. It's been a long time coming, but it's going to come eventually. So the line that I specifically chose is part of the chorus of the song, and it goes, "It's been a long time coming, but I know a change going to come. Oh yes, it will." So I used that as my basis for my golden shovel poem, and I set the words up on the right side, the words from Sam Cooke's song, on the right side of my sheet of paper, and then I wrote in the lines, and I will provide the transcript of my poem down below so you can kind of read it and take your time with it. But I just wanted to read it and videotape myself reading it because I think poetry is meant to be read aloud and not lie flat on a page. So I'm going to do my best to have some emphasis in my voice as I read this. But I wrote this poem from my perspective and kind of how I'm feeling this week as I'm reading books about racism and prejudice and segregation, and that as an overarching theme and how that's still present in my life today. So that's kind of where I started with this poem. This conversation about diversity, it's constantly evolving. Been asking myself how I can help one woman, a white girl from the suburbs. We've been separated for too long, never being a whole country. Too much time spent separating one group from another, a never-ending issue it seems. For far too long, my schools are full of white kids. Nobody takes the time to fix the broken systems, tired of coming to the conclusion that I'm more privileged, but how can I fix it? How can I promote diversity? I don't know the plight of minorities, of a school with less resources. How do I change years, decades of discrimination? I'm gonna fight for a change to come into an era of equality. Oh, I hope we can get rid of the hate. Yes, it's time for a new depth of love. It must be done. Change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.